Welcome to Drupal Basic. Before I get started, have any of you worked with Drupal before?
Yeah, I've been working with Drupal for about 3 months.
Okay. Is it Drupal 8?
8.
Okay, great. Do you work as a user?
I did 6 months of training just in computer science, and then various things. And now I'm in Drupal Easy with Mike Mello.
Mm-hmm.
And I've done a couple of Drupal Basics trainings in different camps. I still consider myself a beginner.
Okay, but I'm happy that you're here. This is a Drupal 101. It's very basic. I'm covering the basics of Drupal 8. And you can follow along with this presentation if you have your laptop or your phone with this URL. Let's get started. I am Farnoosh Johnson, and I came from an agricultural engineering, but currently I'm a web application developer at Urban Institute. Is a non-profit research company organization based in Washington, D.C. And you can find me on Twitter, Farnoosh Johnson, or on Drupal.org under Farnoosh. And if you don't know about Drupal.org, don't worry, I'm going to talk about it in this presentation. What we're going to cover is we have a learning section, and then after that we will have a hands-on experience installing a Drupal 8 site, and we'll do some site building and create a Drupal site. My example for today is a new restaurant that's coming to town, so we're going to create a website for a new restaurant. And then we have a Q&A section at the end for any questions you may have. Okay, what is Drupal? Drupal is a content management system built in PHP and is a ¡1 digital experience platform for web content management system amongst government, higher education institutions, and global enterprises. And Drupal was written by Dries Buytaert. Did you see that? The statue of Dries Buytaert in the front. So that's him. He's known as a founder of Drupal. And when he was in college, he wrote this as a single message board website. And then once he graduated, he released Drupal 1.0 in 2001 as an open source software, and which means that it's free to download and anyone can modify and extend the platform. And by saying Drupal, I mean Drupal core, the standard release of Drupal. And so with Drupal, you can create a single website or share content with a particular audience in multiple languages across many devices. So it's very customizable and in many points. And the picture that below in this slide shows the very first Drupal.org page back in 2001. It was called drop.org, and that's because Drupal derives from the English pronunciation of a Dutch word Drupal, which means drop. But if you want to read about, if you know about it, you can read Wikipedia. It's very interesting how they picked this name, but that was a short description of that. And as of 2014, Drupal is developed by a community. And what is this community? Drupal community is a community of designers, project managers, developers, and users. March 2019, Drupal community had more than 1.37 million members. Yes, Drupal.org is a home of a Drupal community. So if you go to Drupal.org, and you can create a free account, and you can be a member of Drupal community. And out of this many million members, 114,000 users, they're actively working in Drupal. And this doesn't mean that they are developers, they're coding. No, they're working in documentation. Some of them, they don't know how to code. You can if you become a Drupal.org community, you don't need necessarily to know PHP or Drupal. You can just work with events or documentations or answering questions or just helping. So this community is like a family, and it's I'm very grateful that I'm part of it. So I recommend. So this many active users, resulting of that Drupal has more than 42,000 free modules and over 2,700 free themes. So you can go to Drupal.org and you can look at the modules and themes. I can show you at the end of this session if I have time. And just to give you an overview, I was talking about Drupal 1.0 earlier in the previous slide, and today we're going to install a Drupal 8 site. So currently we're having a Drupal 8 site. So Drupal comes with a numbering version at the end. So just to give you an overview of when Drupal 8 was released was November 2015. And the next major version of Drupal, which is called Drupal 9, is coming in June 2020. It's like Apple that we're having a new version of phone. So, but what's the benefit of Drupal? What's so special about Drupal? Speed. It's very quick to up and running a Drupal site. And Drupal core, as I said, when I say Drupal, I mean Drupal core, the standard release of Drupal, out of the box comes with all the functionalities that you need to create a website. There's a large dedicated community and documentation that you can get help and support on Drupal.org, and there are many other channels that you can get help. So that's very nice of being in Drupal, because if you are in North America and working in the middle of the night, there's someone probably in the other part of the world, in Australia or India, like if you have questions, if you like Slack, they're gonna come and help. So it's all the time. Drupal is reliable and secure. This is one of the reasons that makes Drupal outstanding amongst other content management systems, because Drupal is very secure. That's why it's very popular. It's the #1 platform amongst government and higher educations and enterprises, because it's very secure. This community constantly is testing and making sure that the Drupal is secure. Drupal is customizable. If the standard version of Drupal doesn't meet your need, and if the free modules and themes still doesn't meet your need, you can still add your own code. It's very customizable and it's a very powerful platform. And Drupal is scalable. It's good for my presentation. I built this presentation with Drupal. It's good for your personal blog. It's good for your small business, and also it's good to manage high traffic content websites. But you don't need to take my word for it though. Let's see who's using Drupal. MLS Soccer, it's one of the example of the sites. NASA is using Drupal. Harvard University, Tesla Motors is using Drupal. Urban Institute is a company that I work for. Their main website is in Drupal, and also Local Workforce System is my first Drupal 8 project, and it's this guide for a local workforce system. And if you follow, I can send you the presentation. If you click on any of these, it will get you the link to each website, and I recommend to check that website. And also, this is a list of, as you see that Drupal is being used in government, in entertainment section, in travel, and also pharmaceutical, higher education, higher technology, celebrities. There are many more cases that you can find out, and this is just a taste. You can check out drupal.com/showcases and find out more. Okay, now let's get started to install a Drupal 8 site today. And these are 4 options that I am recommending to use, to pick one of them. The first one is Acquia Dev Desktop. There's a download of your choice for Mac or Windows, but there's no Linux option. So if you're using Windows or Mac, feel free to click on this and then download the Acquia Dev Desktop and follow along. I'm choosing the number 2 Pantheon option. It's you can create a free account, and it gives you up to 2 free sandbox sites. And it's I have a very friendly dashboard, and I'm enjoying working on Pantheon. So I will use a Pantheon site, the second option. But if you feel techie today and you want to run some command line, the third option is yours. And also Drupal is also in AWS. So just if you have an AWS account, you can install and build a Drupal site on AWS. So what I'm doing now, I'm going to click on this. Actually, I have it on my Firefox. It's pantheon.io. Well, I have it logged in here. This is my presentation for today. This is my first free sandbox. It's easy. When you log in, you can just log in as a new user. Are you following with the Pantheon one, or?
Yeah, I can. I've also
Okay, great. So I'm just going to create a new site, and I can share the URL with you if you don't install a Drupal 8 site today. You can follow along with the installation that I am going to do. So I create a new site here, and I'm going to call it DCATL Drupal Basics, and continue. So you can pick WordPress, Drupal 8, or Drupal 7. So I'm going to pick Drupal 8. And here is deploying your CMS. What we're going to do here, we're going to create a site for a restaurant that is called Burger Town. And these are the steps we'll be taking, hopefully. We're installing a Drupal 8 site, and then I'm going to the Drupal interface to talk about the menus, and then we'll customize our site to be more appropriate for our site visitors. And also, there's some terminology here for your reference. In case you need, these are some Drupal vocabulary that everyone uses in Drupal. So that's. But let me know if you need me to share the presentation URL again with you, just in case if you want to access this terminology or any part of this presentation. Okay, here's our Pantheon dashboard. So far, any questions? No? Okay. I'm hoping that we're going to have a bigger font.
Pantheon is not supporting Composer. It's Composer that's not supported by Pantheon, right?
I'm not sure about the answer, but I'm using Composer and using Pantheon, and there is no, like, I think Pantheon, when we create this site, it will populate a composer.json file. So so that means that there's.
The DDEV that's not
Okay, so I'm not, yeah, so that's, so let's go and visit our site's dashboard. And here's our site dashboard. Well, this is a lot going on, but it's very friendly if you get familiar with it. But I'm just gonna visit my dev site. And in this step, I have to, this is a new theme. Okay, now here this is. What is going on? Hilton Wi-Fi has some proxy. Okay, now let's install our Drupal site. Drupal 8 is multilingual, so you can pick from many languages. So, but for now, 3 of us are speaking English, so I'm just gonna continue with English. And then you can install standard profile or minimal, and also I would recommend to try Umami Food Magazine, the 3rd option, the demos option. It will show you Drupal capabilities, and it's very interesting. But for today, I'm picking the standard Drupal profile. So I'll save and continue on this. Drupal core comes with modules that are in Drupal core, and so far it's apparently 41 modules. So now in this section, Drupal is installing those modules. And in this screen, we're configuring our site. I'm gonna pick a site name, my first Drupal site. I already have it. My email address. And then I'm going to pick a username, admin. And my password is admin. I will share this username and password and the URL with you. If you want to follow along and add content to our Drupal 8 site with your phone or with your laptop, feel free to do so. I'll share with you in a moment. So I'm just going to uncheck receive notification, which I always hate to get notifications. And I'm just going to leave everything as default and save and continue. This step was just configuring our Drupal site, and here's our Drupal 8 site. This is a Drupal core, and this is what I was talking about, that you can, this is everything that Drupal core comes with and to build a website. And then I am going to copy this. I think it's the same. Oops, small. Okay, so if you want to follow along, you can go to this URL and then username and password admin, and then just feel free to add content. I'm guessing that you want to just look.
Would you like us to add content?
It will be interesting to see content, but or that, if you don't want, that's fine. I'm just gonna, I wasn't sure if I have to skip this or you want to take a picture and do it, so I can keep this website for the, during the weekend for you to practice as well. Power, yeah. Oops. Okay, I'll go back to this. So, okay.
up for.
Okay, no worries. So now this is a Drupal core and Drupal interface. It comes with menus. So this is called administration menu. It has all tasks and links for admin. We'll be using this menu today for our different tasks. Notice that if I log out, I do not see that menu anymore. So this menu is for admin users. So I will logging it back again. Admin. Okay, and then there is another menu on the top right corner. This is a user account menu. Its content changes based on who's logged in, but it usually has content links like my account, logout. This here is called main menu. It intended for links to pages for site visitors. Usually site admin, they will add menus here. We'll add one for our About Us page today. So this one is main menu. And then down below here, we have a footer menu. Usually has links to main pages of your website, such as terms of services, contact us form, or privacy. And then we have tools here. It has links to necessary tasks within your site, and it usually site admin adds tasks for links to this section, and the default comes with add content. Menus are customizable. You can rename a menu, add or remove a menu item. Also, you can set which menu be visible to your visitor or a particular audience. So let's add our first content. For that, we go to the admin menu and we click on content link. Here is our content administration page. It lists here it will list all the content that are available within our site. We can search through our content and edit those. But for now, this is a new website. We don't have any content. We're about to create one. So let's click on Add Content. Here's the page that shows all the content types that are available for our Drupal site. Drupal core by default comes with two content types: article and basic page. Content types are vary based on the set of fields they have. Fields are categorizing our data. I'll show you the fields of each content type later. But article is used for pages that for content that are updated oftentimes, such as blog posts, press releases, and news. But basic page is a static HTML page that we do not update normally. Use basic page for your main pages of your website, like About Us page, or terms, or privacy, or other pages that you do not usually update. So we're creating our About Us page. For About Us page, we will pick basic page. Let's click on the basic page. This is called form display. It has all the fields that are available for this content type. As you see, this is called title field. And here is the body field. So the basic page comes with two fields, title and body. And then there's some configuration on the right side. So for now, I will add a title for our About Us page, which I have already here. And then for body, I am using some fake lorem ipsum text. Lorem ipsum are fake tests that we use so, and because I want it to be more appropriate for our visitors, I found a cheeseburger lorem, so I already created it. I can change. I'm gonna create a, oops, 3, that's good. 3 paragraph. I'm going to copy this and, oops, did I make a mistake? Okay, here. So I'm just gonna paste it here, and I'm just gonna set the text format as basic HTML, and then on the right side, these further configuration, I'm gonna set do not touch. I'm just gonna set everything as default. Just go ahead and click on the menu settings here, and I'm gonna check provide a menu link. This is where we're going to create a link for our About Us in the main menu section. I'm gonna leave the title as About Us. For the description, I'm gonna give this description, history of Burger Town, and then parent item allows us to create menu within the menu. So we're going to create our About Us link menu, and inside our main menu, if you click, there's another home. We don't want the About Us comes below home. We want to just keep it as our main menu. And then weight determines the order of our menu. For now, we choose 0, but if the lower weights that you are, the display before links with the higher weights. So like if we so I'm going to change this later, so you will see what exactly I'm talking about, the order of the menu links. So now good enough. Let's create our first content. I'm just going to click Save. Once our content is created, Drupal will create a path for it. So here's our About Us page. And here's our path for our first content. For Drupal, every content is a node. So this is just the vocabulary that we use in Drupal. It is called node. And this just because this is our first content, it's node/1. We can change this to something like /about or /about us, just to be more human readable. And for doing so, we're going to there are tabs here. We're going to edit in an edit tab here. And then on the right section, there is a tab. It's called URL alias. And then here I'm going to pick /about. And then when I click Save, as you see, our path has changed to /about. But for Drupal, still is node/1. Okay, one more thing that we can do. As you see, there's a tab here, About Us. And if I hover over it, the story of Burger Town, you see our description that we just created. And because we set the weight to 0, it comes before home. And if I go to home, this is our base URL. And this is our home page. But if I go back to About Us, this is the About URL, and this is our About Us page. But I want to make this home comes first and then About Us. Also, I want to add another paragraph. I want to edit this paragraph as well. Just for doing this, we again go to the edit form, edit section, and this is our, again, form display. Let me add a paragraph here, once upon a time. Oh. And then for changing the order of the main menu, we go to the menu setting, and then we set this to 1. So we set this to 1 means that the menu item that is 0 comes first, and this comes after the one that is 0. So I'm going to look good. I'm going to save this content again. As you see, our About Us comes after our home menu, and then our new sentence are up here. So any questions on this content? Okay, great. So now that there's no question, let's move to add another content. For doing so, we're gonna go to content again. This time, Burger Town is having a grand opening. So they're going to open, and then they have a promotion for their first day. So for doing so, we're going to add, as you see, our About Us page is here, our first content. So we're going to create our second content. We add content, and this is our content types. This time, we're going to pick article because our grand opening content, we're going to update it. So when our grand opening is over, so we're going to probably have another promotion, so we're going to edit that or we're going to remove it. So this time we're going to create an article. So article comes with, same as basic page, article comes with title and body. These two fields, as you remember, we had it in basic page content type as well. But also we have tags. Tags is for categorizing our content. It's just like tags on YouTube. And there is an image field to upload an image for this content type. So let's add our title, grand opening. And then I have some text here for our grand opening. So this is our text. I will set this into basic HTML. I don't change anything here. And our tags can be news, opening, announcement, and meant. And then for the image, I have an image to upload. Okay, so when you upload an image, Drupal will automatically create a copy of it in the files directory. So later on, when we're changing the logo of our site, we'll see that directory, the path. I'll show it to you. It makes more sense. But for now, there's an alternative text. This is a Drupal 8 accessibility functionalities. Alternative text reads by screen readers for people with disabilities. So let's make an image for a grand opening. And then articles, once our node is created, Drupal arranges article to show the based on the order, the latest one on the top. But this can be changed. An article will be, if you go to the promotion options, you'll see that article they're promoted to our front page, which we want this because we want everyone that visit our website on our homepage to see that we have a grand opening. So we just leave this as is. The revision section here, it comes handy when you want to see who made changes last to this content and when. So it will give you the history of who the changes and the time, and then the user that made these changes. And article they have comment settings as well. Visitors can leave comments on our article. You can close this comment settings, but I will leave it open just because we want our visitor to show their excitement about our grand opening. So let's save this content. As you see, we create our second content, note/2. And this is our grand opening. But this is not our base URL. We want to go to our home page, and we want to see our grand opening, our article, which is on our home page. So as you see, and then you can add new comment. And this is our tags that we filled up, and then that's our image. So here is a grand opening. Any questions so far on article? No? Okay. So let's change our site logo, our site name, and let's add a slogan for our site. To do so, we go to the configuration link here. Under the system, it says basic site settings, change site name, email address, slogan, default front page, and error pages. Let's click on this. And I'm going to change. Remember, I picked this my first Drupal site when I was configuring my site. So everything can be changed in Drupal. It's very powerful. So I'm going to change this to Burger Town. And I'm going to pick a slogan, finest burger in town. And I'm just going to leave everything else as default and save configuration. Configuration option have been saved. Let's go back to our site. And I see that our site name has changed, and there's a slogan underneath. Okay, let's change our logo. For doing so, we go to the appearance. Here is the page to list all our installed themes. So for now, in Drupal core, default theme is called Bartik. I have to change the logo that is on my default installed theme. So I'll go to the settings of Bartik, and I'll scroll down, and there's an image section. So I am going to update my own image. So that's the appropriate picture. And as you see that I upload a image from my computer, and Drupal creates a copy of that image. Oh, so if I save configuration, if I scroll down, Drupal save a copy of that burger.png inside the files directory within Drupal. So if I go back to my site, and here's my logo. Okay, another powerful tool, another tool that Drupal has is called blocks. Blocks are reusable widget that we use in different regions of our website, of our site. So I went to the structure block layout. Here's the list of all the regions that we have available in our site. So for demonstrate the block regions, I like this page because it's easier to understand this list. So this is the same as we had previously. So here is the name of different region we have in our site. Here we had our content. Here we had our search and tools. And here we have our footer. And then our logo was here. So let's add a banner, welcome banner in this gray area. So everyone that is visiting our site, they have just a nice welcome banner. Any questions so far on the blocks? So as you see, that search was here, sidebar first, and then footer was here. Like as you see, powered by Drupal or search are here. If I go to block again, if I scroll down, I see powered by Drupal on our footer fifth menu, and our search on the sidebar first. I can delete, remove, or move this search to, for example, another region content, or I can use one block on different regions. And many regions. So there, it's very powerful. For our welcome banner, I'm going to create a custom block library. I'm going to add a custom block. This is called our front-end welcome banner. Welcome to Burger Town. And let's click save. And then I have to place, so this is my first custom block that I created. I will go back to my block layout. And just one more thing, that this is my Bartik default theme that comes with Drupal core. If you have another theme, you have your custom theme, or if you download a theme from Drupal.org, it will list here, and then you have to go to that tab and change it to be able to see it in your, if it's installed, and if it's your default, if it's your installed theme on your Drupal. So for my welcome banner, I like to, if I go to again to the region, I like to show it in the feature top region. So I'll go scroll down to the feature top. I click on place block, and then here is my front page welcome banner as a custom block. So I will click place block here. I will uncheck display title because I don't want to show this title. For the further configuration down below here, I can show this block only on a specific content type, or I can pick a path URL to show my block. So for this particular banner, I want to show it on the front page. I don't want to show it on my About Us page because it's not, doesn't make sense. So for the front, here I have to type front as you see in the description, and then I will show it for this page. And then for roles, there you can set different roles, or I'm going to pick anonymous user because I only want visitors that they don't know about Burger Town to have this banner. So like people, like people that they already have a login account or they're logging, they don't need welcome banners. So I'm just gonna click anonymous user, and then I still can change my mind and change which region I want to pick. So I have feature top here, just to double check that goes to the feature top, and save the block, and then here is my front page welcome banner, and again I'll go and save my blocks layout. If I go back to my site, I don't see it here just because I am logged in. If I log out, here's my welcome banner as I see. And if I go to my About Us page, I shouldn't see that welcome banner. So it's only on my front page. So I think so far, let's see. Sorry. And I covered, yes, covered most. And these are the terminology that some of them I used in this presentation.